Okay, now in this little sheet here, I'm going to do this problem on front. You do the one in the back on your own. It says a spittle bud jumps into the air with an initial vertical velocity of 10 feet per second. For how many seconds does a spittle bug land on the ground? We looked at this yesterday. There's 2 units of measurement. We want kind of a big third box. So you have feet and seconds. So X is the seconds all the time, Y is the feet. And it's per second. And it's going to be feet per second. So the feet per second is 10. Okay. So the bug comes up, comes back down. That is known as a parabola. So blank x squared plus blank x plus blank equals y. So negative 16 and then 10x. And we do not need this third blank. I'm glad I wrote it because I'm going to want it there eventually. And he lands on the ground. Landing means 0 feet into the equation for y. Okay, so I replace y with 0. So negative 16x to the second plus 10x equals 0. Okay, so I have 2 answers for x. And we have x to the second power and x to the 1 power. Okay. So I make the zeros here, so I go right to my GCF box. So GCF, we on these gravity, we always have a negative as a front number. Okay. x2, x1, x1, and then we check and see what the GCF calculator says about 16 and 10. Okay, 2. So negative 2x to the 1 is factored out, and that forms my factor 1, F1. Now I divide by negative 2x to the 1, and these cross out. Okay, negative 16 divided by negative 2 is 8. Then on x, we take 2 minus 1, that's 1. Then I take positive 10 divided by negative 2, and that's negative 5. So I put a 5 with a minus. Get those 1s out of there, okay? And that's F2. So negative 2x could equal 0, or 8 times x minus 5 could equal 0. So I'll be putting the multiplication symbol between the x and the number in front, and I have to undo the multiplying just by dividing. And that's 0. And I undo first I undo the minus 5 by adding 5. And 8 times x equals 5. And then I divide by 8. And 5, remember it's 5 divided by 8, not 8 divided by 5, 0.625. Okay. All right, and you have the one on the back to do. Okay. Pause the video, do the one on the back. Okay, now our next thing we're going to do, this seems kind of silly, but it will help you, it'll help the next thing we do be easier. There's things I need to set up before it sets up for something. You just got to trust me on this. It says calculate 2 factors of 75 that give me a sum of 28. Sum means add. So here's how I do this. You make this T-chart. And you put 75 up here, okay? And then you write add equals 28. Okay, now here's how we figure this out. Factors mean you start dividing. So the first number I think of is 1. 75 divided by 1. So I put the number I divided by, which is 1, and I put my answer I got, which is 75. Now I add these together, 1 plus 75. Okay, that's not 28, so I cross these out, and now I try 2. 75 divided by 2, that's a decimal, 37.5. If it's a decimal, don't even put it on your chart, okay? I'm going to write that, no decimals. So I do not want to put 2 in 37.5. That means 2 is not a factor of 75. Okay, then next after 2 would be 3. 75 divided by 3. So I put the number I divided by and the answer I got. Now add those. 3 plus 25 is 28. Bingo. Circle it. You're done. Okay, my next problem. Calculate two factors of 27 that give me a difference of 6. So I put the 27 here, and difference means minus, okay? So I put minus equals 6. So I do it the same way. I take 27 divided by 1. 1 is what I divided by, and 27 is what I got. Now I minus them. 27 minus 1 is not 6, though. It has to be 6. Now I try 2. 27 divided by 2. That's a decimal, so do not put 2 on your chart. After 2 comes 3. 27 divided by 3, so I put 3 and 9. Okay, 9 minus 3. Remember, it says minus. That's 6, so I got it. That's it. Okay, calculate two factors of 6 that give a sum of 7. Sum means add. So I'm going to put 6 up here, and I put add equals 7. This one doesn't take long, so I go 6 divided by 1. So I put the number I divided by and the answer I got, 1 and 6. Now add those two, but it has to equal 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. Got it. Don't have to go any further. Calculate two factors of 18 that give a difference, which means minus, of 7. So I put a chart, I put 18, and I put minus equals 7. So 18 divided by 1. I put the 1 that I divided by and the answer I got. Okay, 18 minus 1, though, is not 7. There's no way. Okay, when you minus, always minus, take the bigger minus the smaller. 18 divided by 2. So I divide by 2, I got 9. Now let's take 9 minus 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. That's it. Okay, calculate two factors of 16 that give me a sum, which means add to 10. Okay, so I put 16, then I put add equals 10. 16 divided by 1 is 16, so I got 1 and 1, 16. These two here, so 1, 16. But 16 plus 1, I'm adding. 16 add 1 is not going to give me 10, so it's not those. Okay, how about 2? 16 divided by 2. So I divided by 2, and my answer was 8. Add those. Is it 10? I think it is. Okay. Okay, calculate two factors of 55 that give me a sum of 16. Okay, so 55, remember, sum means add. Okay, so add equals 16. So the first factor, in case you haven't figured it out, 1 and the number are always a factor, 1 and 55. But we got to add those, and if it's not 16, we got to find two different ones. 55 divided by 2. I got a decimal, so I don't write that down. Now I divide by 3. Another decimal, I do not write that down. Decimal, don't write it down. Fine, okay, so I divide by 5, I got 11. They have to be integers, whole numbers. Okay, let's add these. If they're at 16, we're done. 5 plus 11 is 16. Got it. Calculate two factors of 21 that give me a sum of 10. Okay, so I put 21, and sum means add, and that is test to equal 10. Okay, so 21 divided by 1, 1 and 21. 1 plus 21 is not 10. 21 divided by 2 is a decimal. That's 10, so I don't even write it. 21 divided by 3 is 7, so I put 3, 7. Okay. 3 plus 7, I think, is 10. Okay, calculate two factors of 26 that give me a difference of 11. So 26, difference means minus, okay? Minus equals 11. 1 and 26. That 26 minus 1 is not 11. 26 divided by 2, 13. Okay, 13 minus 2 is 11. Got it. That's all you do. You have the other ones to do on your own. These are easy.